Niels Johnson, the Principal Technologist at Symantec. Hi Niels, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You also mentioned the idea of risk, and I'm sure every organization has a different idea of what risk means to their business. From a channel partner perspective, what sort of conversations should partners be having with their customers?
Well, again, depending on whether we're talking about enterprise, medium, or small business, the enterprise IT individual is going to be able to define risk in terms the partner is going to understand. Obviously, they do that professionally. When you turn it around to a small business range, it's like the small business IT, I'll use that term very loosely, is looking for a trusted advisor to come in and help them define risk. So on the enterprise side, we're going to listen to the customer and get, if you will, their terminology, their nomenclature, and listen very carefully to mitigating risk and really partner with them because they're going to be part of the driving force. On the small business side, they're looking for that trusted advisor to come in and define risk, not in technical terms, but in terms they can understand. Again, back to my presentation earlier, it's about asking those critical questions. How long can you afford to be offline? When some disaster recovery business company, when something problematic happens, when does it become more expensive to just get out of business than to solve this issue? Doing disaster recovery business continuity drills, prove to me, it's not, I'm going to change the subject ever so slightly, but a lot of people think that doing backup is something you do simply because you should, or to document compliance and that kind of stuff. The truth is, backup is really to solve the issues when you do have that disastrous event. And unless the disaster recovery business continuity processes have been tested, they're virtually worthless. And I use that only as an example. The partner needs to come in and help define for the small business person what the risks are that they're typically up against on a day-to-day basis.
Sure. And the last question I have for you, Niels, is Symantec has an executive briefing center. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that and the types of growth that your partners have seen since using it?
The EBC is in Mountain View, California. It's basically customer-driven events. We bring the customer in literally for a day. Sometimes it's been as much as 2. It can be a half a day in some instances. But they'll sit down with the partner. We'll talk about a customer with one of our briefing consultants and outline where the customer is, where they need to be, where they would like them to be. And then the briefing consultant would work with them to define who needs to come in, what kind of presentations they need to see. There's a demo center there that we can basically talk and walk through all of our technologies on the platforms that the customers themselves are using as far as hardware platforms, operating systems, and that kind of stuff. So we can actually demonstrate, it's not just talk, we can actually demonstrate what we do. But the whole point is, while we're in the EBC, we capture mind share, we have them for the day, and we can give them, if you will, a very clear representation of who we understand them to be and the issues that they may have, and then the results or the technologies needed to mitigate the risk as defined by the customer. As far as results is concerned, we've seen a huge increase as far as deal size is concerned. Sometimes, but by the end of the day, we talk through the whole portfolio, and the customer is saying, okay, well, maybe I need that too, or we need to talk about that as well. So the deal size goes through the roof. We've seen the sales cycle drop by as much as 33%. And so basically, it's a case of helping the customer understand what Symantec does for a living, and in drawing that big picture, the partners typically realize the benefit.
Sure. Now, is there a cost for partners to attend this briefing center?
There's no cost as far as attendance or anything like that. We have some programs in place to help fund, depending on who the customer is, to help fund getting them there, and that it's more about the logistics than that. And sometimes we carry it all, sometimes we're going to work with the partners and that kind of stuff.
Sure. Great. Well, thank you so much, Neil, for your time.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm Maxine Chung from CDN Computer Dealer News. Thanks for watching.